Hello, physiological psychology students of Mary Baldwin College. This is Dr. Tausman coming to you live from my household. I'm kind of excited about delivering this first presentation of our new module. The topic for this one is going to be movement. I've been working all morning here on the deadline day to get things ready for this unit. Actually, it's a week before you'll see this. So I wanted to record some information for you, and hopefully you'll be able to learn and understand. You'll need a couple of things here. You'll need for this module, you'll need to go to the movement individual assignment and basically get the agenda for that. I have the agenda. I also have some resources. Chapter 8 of your book as well. What you'll be asked to do for this is just once again form a good detailed outline with information from what you read in the book, but mostly kind of your interpretation of that information. If you look at Chapter 8, there's a lot of information there, and we're not going to go into all that detail. So I wanted to start actually with what I'll call the big picture in the mind-body issue. Do you guys remember about the mind-body? If you look on page 2 of the agenda, you'll see that I took a weird picture, or my daughter took a weird picture of me. So I guess I need to explain what was going on. What I decided to do for this particular shot is I was holding a little stress ball in one hand, an umbrella in the other hand. I was kind of hopping on one leg, and at the same time, if you look at my mouth, I was reciting the alphabet. So why was I doing this? Was I doing it just to be weird, bizarre, and funny? Well, maybe. But I was actually doing it for another purpose as well. The title of this unit is Motor Behavior. And if you think about it, I was actually showing a lot of motor behavior when I was doing this particular task. I was up on one foot, hopping. I was holding two objects that I've never held before. I was kind of rotating them up and down. I was hopping on the leg, and I was reciting the alphabet, the motor process of saying words. So I was actually doing 4 or 5 different things simultaneously there. And I had never done the unique combination of those motor behaviors before. But yet I was able to get up and basically do all these things simultaneously. And did I do them pretty easily, do you think? Yes. Despite what my daughter was saying to me, I was able to perform these motoric behaviors very easily, very simply, despite the fact that there were 4 or 5 things going on here that were very unique and different that I had never performed before. So the purpose of this is to share with you the idea of the relationship between mind and body here, but I'm going to get back up, mind and body is the idea that things that go on behaviorally in the mind level, and in this case motor behavior, may be directly due to things going on physiologically in the body. So in this particular example, I was showing a lot of behavioral plasticity. Are you familiar with the word plasticity? Chapter 8 talks about motoric plasticity. Behavioral is the idea that in terms of movement and different behaviors, I have a lot of flexibility on what I could do. I'm talking to you right now. I'm moving my hands as I'm talking. I'm sharing with you. I'm walking at the same time. So we as human beings have a whole lot of behavioral plasticity. That is the ability to do a lot of different motoric behaviors simultaneously. And the question is, how can we do it? Well, what I hope to show you in this particular unit is that our behavioral plasticity is actually due to a great deal of neurobiological plasticity. Our brain and our chemicals and our physiology and the anatomy of our brain allows a great deal of very complex behavior motorically to happen, it seems, almost automatically. And so we're going to talk about some of that stuff. We're not going to go into nearly the detail that the book does because why bother? And hopefully you'll learn some of this. So on 269 of the book, it actually talks about some of the structures, and holy cow, we got a lot of structures up there in the brain that are in charge of movement, which makes a great deal of sense. If you have a lot of structures and a lot of neurons, that gives you the kind of behavioral plasticity that we come to almost automatically understand. And actually in the outline, I talked about, motoric behavior. Have you ever seen a little child learning to walk or a little child learning to talk? what must be going on in the brain of these individuals? I mean, learning to walk and talk are amazingly complicated motoric types of activities. So the brain must have a lot to do with this, and that's exactly what we're going to explore in this very first unit here. So with that said, I think I'm going to cut this first one off and then continue on.